Preston has never played chess.
Ever.
Never ever played chess, but she wants to learn. First of all, we have pawns. These are your pawns. Pawns move one step at a time forward. They only go forward. Okay? On the pawn's very first turn, not your very first turn, but the pawn, there's 8 of them, right?
Okay.
On the pawn's very first turn, it can go 2 spaces if it wants to. The way a pawn captures is diagonally to the front. So if there's a pawn in front of you, you can't go. He's basically blocked. They can only capture this way. There's one weird rule called en passant. So on your very first move, if you go twice, and there is a pawn sitting right here or right here, it can take you, called en passant. Basically, it means in passing it takes you. So the idea is that this pawn, this black pawn, is covering this square. So if you try to go across it, he has the opportunity to take you. If they get all the way to the other side of the board, you can turn it into any piece you want except for a king or another pawn. Your bishops. So you have 2 bishops, a dark squared bishop and a light squared bishop. They move as far as they want diagonally. So this one covers the dark squares, that one covers the light squares. And they capture the same way. So if there was a piece here, it could capture it. Okay, the knights are the most confusing. They start out here and here. They move in this weird L shape.
Why?
That's just the way it happens. They can actually jump over pieces. So if there's a knight here, it can go here without affecting this. The reason that's relevant is in the starting position like this, so he can jump over pieces like that. If you put it in the middle, you can see it can go there, 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 there, or there. So you see it kind of makes this circle. An easy-ish, I'm not going to say easy, but an easy-ish way to remember is if they're on a light squared, they have to go to a dark square. So that'll kind of help you remember where they can go. And you know that they're not going right next to each other, they're going one further away. So if they're on light, they have to go to dark. If they're on dark, they have to go to light. And they capture the same way as they move. So they just land on something to capture. Your rooks, they move as far as they want in a straight line. They do not go diagonal. They can't go this way, but they can go this way or this way, as far as they want. They capture the same way. They go until they hit something and then it captures it. Queens can move any direction they want as far as they want. Pretty easy to remember, and then they capture the same way. When they run into something, they take it. The king is your most important piece. He moves 1 space in any direction. He captures the same way. So he can move 1 space in any direction. Check means that your king is under attack. For instance, okay, so the black pawns are moving this way, right? The white pawns are moving this way. So if this pawn was right here, remember it is attacking the king, right? So this would be a check. So this would be a check. This would also be a check. You see that? Because the bishops move diagonal. Is the king in check here?
Yes.
No, because the pawn captures this way and this way.
Okay.
Is this king in check?
Yes.
Yes, because the pawn captures this way. Is he in check now?
No.
Now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. What about, is the king in check now?
Yes.
So what about now? Is the king in check now?
It's not in check.
So it actually misses the key. Okay, here, is he in check?
Yes.
Perfect. What about here?
Yes.
Yes, because the knights move like that, right? What about here?
No.
Here?
No.
Here?
No.
Now, when the king is in check, there's 3 ways to get out of check. You can take the piece, you can block the check, you can move out of check. Those are your 3 options for getting out of check. If you are in check,
Okay.
or your opponent,
Okay.
and you cannot do one of those 3 things, meaning you cannot get out of check, then that is called a checkmate. So for instance, a very common checkmate is what's called a back rank checkmate. In this case, if there was a rook here putting you in check, say you had a bishop here, your bishop can't block, right? It can't block, it can't take the rook, and you also can't move out of the way. So this is a checkmate. Okay, are you ready for your first game?